Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, or if you guys are out there in the world. So, night and day difference. If you go back to the market on Friday into Saturday versus where we are at right now going into Monday, which is the opening of all major markets, it is questionable on what the next major move is, because we still need to reclaim 67K on Bitcoin. We are still in greed in terms of the fear and greed index, and it's just interesting right now because it's a little bit confusing on what the next major move is going to be in this market, considering the fact that we still have not regained the trend, while a lot of people are now looking at, throwing in some long leverage trades on Bitcoin and on altcoins, and everyone's getting a little bit more bullish now. And it's just concerning to me because it seems as though the bottom might not be in. But when we hit the bottom, it typically never feels like the bottom, right? It always feels like there's going to be more. So we have to take this one day at a time. We did just get the weekly candle close today, and we also got a pretty significant daily close, which we will talk a little bit about on Bitcoin. But regardless, the overall market right now, top 24-hour span, a ton of movement across the board on a lot of altcoins, which is very good to see. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. As we do address Bitcoin, 24-hour trading volume on Bitcoin over almost $5 billion, something pretty significant to mention, considering the fact that, that is a very large amount of money flowing through Bitcoin right now. And also even Ethereum, $23.6 billion. So trading volume is still pretty significant right now at a time where, again, it seems as though most of the market got wiped out in the last, 48 hours. But regardless, when we look at altcoins like XRP, they are bouncing back a little bit. They still have a lot of work to do, right? The big thing to focus on is the trend. The big thing is the trend. I've said it 100 times over on multiple occasions. Follow the trend. If we lose the trend, that is when you want to remain patient. And right now, that's why when I look at Bitcoin, I could get excited about Bitcoin having this nice move off of the lows, right? We hit all the way down to like almost $60,000. I know on CoinMarketCap it's showing 61.5K or 61.6K, but we did hit about roughly like 60,000K or $60,000. The big thing to focus on is the fact that, yes, we're now at 65K, but we still need to regain 67K. And even then, it's just regaining the trend. We still need to break over $74,000. So we still have a lot of work on Bitcoin to do and for the rest of the market, which we will talk a little bit more about in this video. Now, before I continue on, I just want to let you guys know that, yes, you should be having your crypto on a cold storage device. At this point in time, if you've been around this space for a while, and even if you are new to the space, you should 100% be looking into cold storage devices. Now, the choice of the channel is DCENT Wallet. I've been talking about DCENT Wallet for a very long time, and guys, they're giving you a $50 discount on the single pack. But the best of all is the double pack. You are saving upwards of $129, and you are getting the second wallet for pretty much $80. That is a big discount even when we look over here, because you're getting $50 off. But then you're also getting an additional almost $20 off on the second wallet. So if you guys do want to go check out DCENT Wallet, it is a fan favorite on the channel. I'm sure that those watching can also vouch for that. DCENT Wallet has been a very solid choice in terms of cold storage. So if you guys do want to go check this out, you guys are more than welcome to go through my link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. And you guys already know I'm very transparent. Yes, this is an affiliate deal. I do make money off of you guys buying through my links, but my links provide you with the best discount possible. And of course, this is a product that I utilize 24/7, 365. So I do trust them. I utilize them, and it's a solid product. So if you guys do want to go check it out, you guys are more than welcome to. Now, outside of that, let's tap into this chart that I posted over on X today. So this is Bitcoin. Now, I said Bitcoin right now looks pretty good currently, and this was the chart. So anyone out there that has been watching the videos in the last couple days, specifically the ones that are talking more so chart wise, which I know a lot of people don't like looking at the charts because who cares about TA, right? Regardless, TA does provide us with some great insights on what's going to happen short term. But regardless, I said we pulled back to the first demand zone, which was the low 60K region. The next demand zone is $50,000 to $53,000, which doesn't need to get tapped at all, but it's always a possibility. And that's a big thing, right? Is it's not about if it's going to happen, it is a possibility that it could happen. The key thing I'm watching this week is if Bitcoin can reclaim 67K. This would be a huge moment and would confirm that we have bottomed on this move and 80K is next. This is a game of patience. Let's see how the markets open tomorrow morning, and that's what I really am looking at. Now, Bitcoin currently looks like this on the weekly. Not terrible, but also not extremely bullish, right? We're kind of in that neutral territory until we reclaim a significant level or lose a significant level. Losing this level here at about roughly 61K would be a pretty significant loss. I know on the Bitcoin index, we actually wicked even lower. It was like around like 60.9K or something like that. And by the way, this chart's a little off. It's a little glitched. That's why I'm using the Bitstamp one. But regardless, the big thing to focus on here is just regaining momentum above 67K. And even if we go back over to the index chart, you could see why, gaining momentum above 67K is significant. And this is the daily chart. So this is what I've been watching for, right? So the thing here is gaining or regaining 67K. And then breaking above the upper trend line and ultimately getting a daily candle close over $73,000. This would lead us to 81K up here as the next major target. Now, the big thing to focus on is, yes, the daily candle close did close at resistance. Right now, 65.7K is acting as resistance at the moment. We still need a little bit more work to do on Bitcoin before we get extremely bullish and for the bottom to be confirmed in. If we go back to the Bitstamp chart on the weekly, you can clearly see on the weekly right now, this is not bullish. It's not extremely bearish. It is still in a very bearish formation because we still have not regained momentum yet. But once we kind of flip some levels like 67K here, you can clearly see even on this chart on the weekly why $67,000 is the big focus of mine. This would be regaining support zones that we've seen back in March 18th, and also even the week of March 25th. We were back testing this and held it on the weekly until we just recently broke down below it on the week of April 8th, which was just last week. This is the prior weekly candle. So losing this was a big deal. And now we are trading below the support zone, which is in a bearish formation until we regain 67K. So $67,000 is the target point for Bitcoin this week. Now, big shout out to Credible Crypto. We have, of all the data and metrics I keep a close eye out on, a spot premium has probably been the most reliable to identify local bottoms over the last few months. It hasn't missed. As of yesterday, Bitcoin is once again trading with a spot premium. And this is what you can really kind of look at in terms of Bitcoin and the spot trading premium. Typically, we do bounce significantly off of the lows every single time, even going back to previous moves in the market on Bitcoin. Back here, you can see the spot trading premium, impulsive move to the upside. Again, same exact move, followed by the same exact move, followed by the same exact move. And now we really look at where we are at right now. And we're already kind of seeing a big bounce on Bitcoin, but we need to be patient and just wait for this because buying impulsively can also lead to you seeing a significant downtrend happen yet again and losing out on a ton of money because you already blew your capital. Averaging in, it's always a safe thing to do, which I did average in on Cellframe. I told you guys about this and other altcoins as well. But I didn't go extremely heavy. I didn't, blow my entire capital. I still hold about roughly, I think like 10% in stablecoins. I was holding about 15% at the start of the year, and that kind of diminished down to about 10%. And at this moment, I'm not extremely excited about blowing the last 10% or anything like that, because I do think that as we really look at this space, we could still see one last leg down before the big eruption. But as we look at the spot trading premium on Bitcoin, yes, this is telling us that this could very well be the local bottom. And also over here, we have about half of the bids were filled, and then we popped back to the upside. Now the remaining bids plus some more have just been moved up. Meanwhile, spot still trading at a premium. Suffice it to say, I think we are going higher on Bitcoin. Now, at the time that he did post this, it was sitting at about roughly 65.2K. Again, right now, we're sitting at about roughly 65.3K. Not much movement happened in just the last couple hours. I mean, even if we look at the 4-hour trading chart, we have the nice move down to 61K. In the last 8 hours, I mean, we went from like 63 point almost 4K to about roughly 65.7K, almost like 66K. But again, we're just kind of ranging here until a big move is met on Bitcoin. We still have to be patient, especially with the market opening. Now, one thing that I will mention outside of Bitcoin, because yes, Bitcoin is still a big focus of mine because it is a big mover of the market. Check out altcoins. Guys, altcoins have been going crazy on the 24-hour span. Some of the great picks that I've been talking about for a little bit of time now, like TrueFi, for an example, is up 40% today. Outside of TrueFi, there's some other great ones on here like Maple. A few other ones kind of missed the list a little bit, but like Cpool also doing pretty good. And even if you look at the top or like all-time altcoins, there's still a lot of meme coins getting massive movements in them. But again, meme coins are meme coins. They're illiquid. Not a lot of capital to move these meme coins to the upside. But regardless, even if you look at the top 100, there's still double-digit figures across the board. So as we really look at the altcoin market, it is looking a little bit stronger. And I actually said this over on X as well. I said altcoins are starting to look strong against Bitcoin. I'm waiting patiently for Bitcoin to reclaim 67K and also for the Monday open for stocks. We could be in for a volatile ride this upcoming week. I am personally seeing a lot of bottomed indicators, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. Because at the same exact time that we are seeing a lot of bottom indicators, I also have been noticing another thing, which is people talking about ready to leverage long these levels. What could possibly go wrong? It's much better to long a trend when it forms and exit once that trend breaks. However, the problem is majority of those using leverage don't know how to trade and they are not experienced, which leads to major losses. Stay away from leverage. You don't need to touch it to get rich, and it's not some magical way to getting rich. Remember, the bottom might be in, but it's still uncertain until we break the 67K target on Bitcoin and regain the trend. I'm a bit more concerned right now with a lot of leverage talk flowing on my timeline. Patience will be crucial here and avoiding making irrational decisions. And yes, as we do start to see a lot more people turning bullish on the market, we also are starting to see a lot of talks about leverage trades. So I'm a little bit cautious right now because although, yes, the bottom might be in, this could also be a fake out. Now, one thing that I have been noticing even with the total 3, which this is the altcoin market. Now, like I said, follow the trend. The trend is your friend, and this could move up slightly to actually tap the bottom here back in February. Again, you can kind of see how we just wicked down to this. Now I'm expecting one last stab here. We might have a nice downtrend here just to kind of tap this level just one more time. This could be the last major opportunity on altcoins unless we lose this trend, which I'm not expecting it. I'm actually expecting this trend to hold. But from here, I'm expecting the altcoin market to go parabolic. Now, the reason why is because I'm also expecting that the dollar and also Bitcoin dominance is going to top out here soon and cause the market to go parabolic, which is also going to lead Bitcoin to go to $80,000 to $100,000, bringing with it the altcoin market and also bringing with it the top of the market. Now, a lot of people have been calling me crazy for saying that, but I even just recently reiterated this over on X as well. I said, imagine both the dollar and Bitcoin dominance topping, then Bitcoin running to 80 to 100K while altcoins go parabolic into quarter 4, topping before the end of the year. Would be crazy, right? And a lot of people were calling everyone crazy when they were saying that Bitcoin is going to go to all-time highs prior to the Bitcoin halving. They said, no way, that's not happening. Sometimes this market will do things different, right? You probably heard the term, this time it's different. For the most part, things are not different. But one thing that I have been noticing is how accelerated this bull run has been for Bitcoin alone. Altcoins still have not had their big run. Over here, we have, as I've said many times, and including even myself, we were not in an alt season. The altcoin market cap is still 70% away from retesting prior cycle highs. Good news is we are getting very close to a true alt season. This dip is a gift. Shout out to all those who were patient and prepared for this. Now, even if we look at the total three, right? Yeah, we currently are, if we're looking at the level that we are at now, we're roughly about 75% away from those all-time highs. And if we get this one last stab down here, you're talking about a 92% move away. That's why I do think that this is going to be an incredible buying opportunity if we get that last stab here, or if we are going to have an impulsive move from here. Either one, I'm totally fine with. Right now, we are ranging on support going back to 2022 before we had a nice spike up to this $822 billion level, which is the last level that we actually need to break in order for us to actually go parabolic on the altcoin market chart, at least. Now, with this, what I really am looking at is not so much just the total three or Bitcoin or anything like that. It's actually just one simple indicator, which is the liquidity cycle. We have here the recurring 65-month cycle of global liquidity suggests that stocks could be poised to benefit from increased liquidity in 2024. And yes, although everything seems like doom and gloom, I do think that we are about to have a major surge in stocks and even crypto. And even here we have, right, this 2024 into 2026. I do think that we top towards the end of 2024 into possibly quarter one of 2025. I'm expecting us to top prior to 2025, but I could be wrong a little bit on a couple months. But I do think that this is what you want to be watching for, is the global liquidity index. And even over here, here's a little bit of a better view on this. Again, you can clearly see the spike being 2025. We go back to 2020 into 2021. 2021 was pretty much the time where the most of the market topped out. I mean, by 2022, we were already in a bear market. So as we really look at this, you know, I'm more so focused on the liquidity index rather than just, the Bitcoin chart or altcoin charts. I do think that the altcoin market is about to erupt in a very large way, especially if we are looking at Bitcoin. I mean, again, Bitcoin's kind of ranging here. I have been noticing Bitcoin dominance, right? We spiked all the way up here to about like 57.10%. We dropped all the way down to about 55.5%, which is also why altcoins looked very strong today on that move. Now, this is what the weekly candle close looked like on Bitcoin. We closed right around roughly 55.7%. This is what the daily chart looked like on Bitcoin dominance. Now, I do think that we could have one last spike up on this chart, which would take us to about 57.98%. This is the golden area. This is the area in which we will either, one, have a significant drop back down to about roughly 55% and possibly break down back below this, or we are going to run to 60%. Let me go on the weekly chart just so that you guys can see this. So again, this is the level at which we would flip a significant support zone going all the way back to 2020. And ultimately, we would move up to the next level, which is right around like 61.48%, 62%, somewhere within that range, which is the area at which we will most likely have a full-on topping point for the Bitcoin dominance chart. But regardless, right, we are getting close to a topping point on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which is going to lead to altcoins having a big run in the market, especially if Bitcoin is going to lead its way to $80,000 to $100,000. So I really do hope that that kind of gives you guys a quick little breakdown on what's happening right now around this space. I also have been focused on XRP with the XRP Bitcoin pair. I've talked about it on multiple occasions. I know everyone's getting a little bit concerned, but we were expecting us to range down here for a little bit of time, and I wouldn't, count it out for us to range a little bit longer on this chart and for XRP to range until we actually break above significant levels again. I've been noticing a lot of people getting very bearish on XRP as well. The top 100 losers, guys. Let me refresh this real quick for you. And it seems as though the data is not working. Let me go to the top 500. Maybe it will actually, so it just refreshed. Again, top losers, I mean, majority of the top losers are outside of the top 100, even the top 100 in terms of the gains. You know, XRP is not really making this list right now because XRP is up about like roughly, yeah, it's up about like 6.26%. But XRP, just like any other altcoin in the last 7 days, if we look at the last 7 days, this is what the top 100 looks like. And where's XRP? It's all the way down here on the bottom of this chart. So technically speaking, XRP lost less percentage in the last 7 days than majority of the top 100 list of altcoins. So if you're looking at XRP and you're saying XRP is doing so bad, well, guess what? XRP barely budged versus majority of these other altcoins that are down, 40%, 30%, 20%, you name it. So again, focus on the bigger picture here. Don't get too bearish right now, especially at the current moment in time where, this market does look like this could be the historical bottom right before the big alt season actually happens. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join for Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.